Being lonely for any reason, not enough friends, not enough good friends, moving to a new situation, and leaving old friends behind can lead you to make some pretty foolish social decisions. Even people who are normally quite confident and good at picking up on social cues will find themselves acting oversensitive, desperate, and/or falling into some pretty ill-advised infatuations. It's embarrassing for me, but reading naturally, not forcing myself to do it. I'm 24, and 3 years ago I finished my first chapter book. I was so happy. I have since taught myself how to read complex literature. But yeah, definitely how to read well. It's never too late to obtain a skill, especially a useful one. It's okay not to have a romantic relationship in high school, or even college. I started wigging out about it when I was like 13. I can't believe how much energy and stress I expended on a situation that was totally fine and normal. I was definitely not ready to have a relationship in high school, or probably even college. I just wasn't mature enough or in the right place. I completely over-romanticized, pardon the pun, the whole concept. It solves a lot of problems, but it brings a whole host of new ones. I also didn't realize how much my friends and others I saw were exaggerating, or even outright lying about how great it was to be with someone, all the sex they were having, and how perfect and happy they were. As it turns out, making people believe you are a happy couple is way easier than being one. My single days were the times when I grew the most and followed my dreams the most effectively. Being in love and partnered is great, but it's a trade-off. This is some advice I needed. I'm 20 and haven't even kissed a girl. Have been stressing out over it for a long time due to all my friends hyping up relationships. I probably won't believe this at first, but hoping this makes me start thinking about it. If it takes less than 5 minutes, do it now. I have been procrastinating all kinds of easy-to-do tasks until a year ago, when I read that advice here on Reddit. TBH, I'm still procrastinating a bit, but not as much as before. Thank you, random stranger who wrote this. Getting things done feels much better than doing nothing. We all need to relax, but being lazy gets you nowhere. Pick up a creative hobby and make something. Exercise, volunteer. Spend the majority of your time being active, and then rest when you need to. The world is much more interesting than your couch. Took me a very long time to realize this. It's easier to stay in shape than to get back in shape. Learning this the hard way at 22 after a few years of not taking care of myself. Oberon_Swanson. This is extremely, aggressively true. Also, even if you're in basically okay shape, getting into great shape gets way harder as you get older. All that stuff I thought wouldn't hit me, like sore back, more fatigue from basic stuff, slower healing from injuries, being more prone to small injuries, more, bigger health issues, etc. That when you're a kid think happens to people when they're like 45? Nah fam. 25. You stop growing, you start dying. And every year older you get, you need to spend more time each day taking care of yourself. That is one of the reasons why old people are pretty much always in fairly strict routines. It's not that your love of spontaneity fades away, although that is part of it. But just taking care of your body and mind eventually takes so long that it's close to your entire day, where you're doing something you need to do to make sure you feel alright tomorrow. So however old you are, start now, because you're not invincible at any age. Also, there will be times in life where some stuff catches you off guard, and you will wish you were going into it at 100%. The bad stuff will hit you so much harder if you're not in a healthy place mentally and physically, whether it be an illness, death of a loved one, loss of a job or relationship, etc. Keeping a healthy routine above and beyond what you think you need will make it so that when life throws real challenges at you, you can tackle them from a position of strength. Also, I think the main thing for people not wanting to do this important routine maintenance stuff is it takes away from their free time. But really, your free time is better when you don't have oodles of it. For instance, browsing Reddit is a lot more interesting when you only have time for the top posts of the day. Video games are more interesting when you don't have time to play them long enough to get bored. TV is more interesting when you only have time for your favorite couple shows and aren't just mindlessly browsing Netflix and checking out stuff that is reviewed as mediocre at best just to see if maybe it's better. It's better to try, fail, learn, and move on than to do nothing for fear of failure. Time flies much more quickly than we realize.